8BitMan.
Ooh, 8BitMan versus Morpheus. Now, 8BitMan prides himself best Rob in the state, arguably. You know, there's Epic Gabriel is getting up there, but I think 8BitMan is the one right now.
He wants to be the best Rob in the world.
Yeah, I mean that's the big goal, right?
He wants to be the best Rob.
The best Rob.
Best Rob.
There's nowhere you should have any goal you make should always be number 1. Just go. Don't worry about like I'll be top 10 sometimes, top 5. That's cool and all, but the end goal, the end game, number 1 always. That's the mindset every single time.
So we're gonna be seeing Rob versus Mega Man.
Morpheus is the highest best Mega Man in this tournament, and you know, even Mega Man post 2.0 nerfs, I still see so much potential in that character. I still see so much you can do with Mega Man.
I say the nerf basically made Mega Man go from a little cheap to just like probably high tier. Yeah. I just think that's the way he was nerfed. I'm not sure if they nerfed Mega Man because they thought that maybe he was overpowered. I don't really think so. I think maybe it was unintended.
I feel like Nintendo went off the online, I think in the Sakurai interview, they went off the online win percent of the characters, and they wanted to get him as close to 50-50 as possible. So that's why they nerfed King K. Rool.
I have a theory, right?
What's the theory?
So Sakurai is secretly a Leffen fan.
Ooh.
And he was watching Genesis and he said, no, I'm not about this anymore. He said, I'm not about this anymore.
I mean, it's a theory.
It's just a game theory.
It is a theory. We're gonna see now. So, what character? I mean, it's Rob.
I feel bad about that joke.
Huh?
I feel bad about that joke.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Zero. You were on TSM once, right?
No. I mean about the game theory part.
Yeah, that was a punk. Now, both of these characters, robotic in their own sense, but also very similar because they are very projectile heavy. Mega Man, all of his moveset between the pellet gun and the razor leaf and the gear, I forget the name of the gear.
Metal Blade?
Metal Blade. They're going to be throwing these things at each other the entire game, whereas Rob has the laser, has the gyro, and they're basically going to put... Oh, wait a minute. Am I eating my words? Zero, profit.
We used to know him by 8BitMan, but now he's...
He's 8 Wolfman, dude. I'm not...
8 Wolfman.
8 Slash Man. We're going to see. I haven't, thank you. We're going to see right now. I've seen very little of 8BitMan's Wolf. I believe he switched for one game at the Miami event, but I always thought that his Rob was going to be the one to really get him these big wins. And this is winner's semis, by the way. I'm not sure it's the right time to take this risk, but maybe he just wants to find out game 1. But
I don't think it's a risk. I'm pretty sure 8BitMan has played Morpheus a lot before. This has to be a very tactical decision. I'm sure they played the traditional matchup. He feels this is a better approach.
So it's a clear knowledge?
Yeah, for all we know, maybe Mega Man does really good against Rob. Or maybe he just knows the matchup really well.
Right.
If he feels comfortable going in a game 1 scenario, then it's obviously something that I think should be looked at.
My prediction is if he loses game 1, he's switching to Rob. Wow, that was so cool just now. Morpheus actually dash danced with the Razor Leaf and kind of kept Wolf in that loop. That was really interesting. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, Mega Man players are very crafty. The character is very awkward, but he has a lot of rewards if you master him.
Yeah, when you get nerfed, you gotta adapt. Story of every character ever in a game with updates. Okay, so he was trying to contest with that blaster with his own blaster, but now forward air to kill him.
I think that's one of the biggest positive changes of Mega Man in Ultimate, is that forward air now kills, so you actually have to watch Mega Man jumping at you. Before, you were only really concerned about back air, but now he has the forward air burst option, which is really powerful.
Wow, nice.
Actually struggling to get a kill right now.
Yeah, nice recovery that uses that down air, actually. That's a very strong spike if you hit it at like mid%. Razor Leaf once again. They're just trading blasters.
Yeah, it's a pretty okay trade to go there. He's up in the stock. Right now, what Morpheus needs to do is he needs to watch out for back air, mainly, and I don't really think anything else will kill, at least from neutral.
Right.
Maybe an up smash here, but if you play very careful here, it should be fine. Using down B to land.
So much mileage off that.
Oh, no jump?
Edge guard opportunity, missed it right now. Morpheus is happy to still trade. At 149 to 81 is where he wants to be. Using those platforms also to stay safe. Wolf has to commit to an aerial option or a dash attack to get Morpheus anywhere away from that platform. Okay, Reflector. All right, I think that Morpheus remembered his Reflector.
We have some teabagging here.
Okay, so I think your theory about the local rivalry is probably coming into play here.
You know, I respect teabagging in competitive play.
The only teabagging I respect is a nice Earl Grey tea. So that's all I care. If I get teabagged online, I'll start raging.
So you gotta have guts, you know. Teabagging next to the other guy.
Show your elder some respect. Oh!
some eye contact too.
Okay. Forward throw, edge opportunity once again. I'm not sure what he's going for that. Maybe a downer, but he whipped it. Okay, Blaster. He's actually so okay to go for Blaster as a defensive option. Just stay away from him, Mr. Mega Man.
So it's actually a really good trade here. Every time you see a pellet come out, you use mash to be button.
Yeah.
Wolf, and Wolf works really well because Blaster does more damage than one pellet. You can take one pellet to the face, but then you get a laser for almost 10 damage.
Right.
Forwarder, yeah.
It's a good option.
He's landing a lot of forwarder here. Forwarder is just really hard to get a kill, to like not get killed by.
But it's a pretty big hitbox, I feel.
It's a pretty big hitbox, comes out almost immediately, so it's pretty much unreactable.
Reminds me of Mark's forwarder. Like, but even more powerful. Coming down with Nair. Now pellets on the shield, mixing up the jump options too. That's actually really creative from Morpheus.
Yeah, the forward tilt into neutral over here.
Tornado Alley.
Morpheus is just doing a really good job of playing very solid fundamentals here.
Right.
Not really doing anything very crazy, but he's just consistently staying alive, consistently up playing in neutral and getting a lot of grabs in. He's definitely playing the frustrating playstyle right here.
Wow, great spike from Morpheus. He actually finally read that, and it looks like even if it's the side of the hitbox in Battlefield has a nice diagonal slant, you can still down air through it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty hard to land. Wolves up B, it just kind of beats everything. So it's actually pretty difficult to land. I think at this point, 8BitMan is probably thinking about either sticking, you have two choices, right? You can stick to the Wolf and then maybe think about everything that happened and see if you can improve it, or you go back to the old, you know, the old main.
I think it's gonna go Rob.
I mean, it depends. I think Morpheus is obviously sticking with Mega Man here. He's looking at counter picks, bans. I guess the Morpheus question right now is, am I banning a stage that's related to Wolf or Rob?
First, he has to make that character in his head. But you know, it's not every day you see yourself in winner semis of a tournament this big in your own state. So, in any game, especially, this is still kind of early in the meta. It's still 5 months in, but it's less than a year for sure. So a lot of the matchups I don't think are fully discovered yet or fully disclosed. So like, even if these two do have that local history, I still feel like if you stick to your guns and stick to your main, it's overall long run probably going to pay off a little more.
I mean, a game changes, you know, over time quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, for example, for a very long time in games like Melee, right, people thought, for example, for like over a decade, right?
18
that,
years, yeah.
You know, maybe Ice Climbers weren't that good, right? And it took quite a few years, you know, from release, you know, to wobbling, you know?
Right.
But yeah, you know, you get the point.
All the time. So
for example, when Brawl was around, you know, people thought that, you know, DD was one of the best characters in the game. And then
that was my main, too.
That character fell off completely.
People thought Meta Knight sucked the first game.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? They thought, actually, people thought Bayo sucked in the game first game. Opinions change, people get better. So staying Wolf, we'll see how that pays off right now. Switching to Pokemon Stadium 2. I think Mega Man likes this stage, actually. Surprised he went here.
There's just probably no better pick, really, for Wolf here. I mean, any stage that's good for you and Mega Man doesn't... Like, Wolf doesn't have a stage that just is crazy for him anyway, other than probably FP.
Yeah.
And I'm sure either it was banned or maybe he doesn't feel comfortable with it, so...
He's so well-rounded as a character, and it's like you can't really beat him at the stage list.
Yeah, Wolf, in my opinion, is like Cloud. Smash 4. He's just the character that kind of fits everywhere.
And recovery, if you read him, is kind of good.
Yeah, he's just very oppressive, neutral, kind of defensive, very combo-heavy character, and then like he just kind of fits onto any character composition. You can always just put Wolf into your roster.
Yeah.
Very flexible, good character.
It's an interesting thing. Morpheus now with a lead in the set might actually be our first member of our winners finals, and who would have thought a Mega Man of all characters?
I mean, Mega Man is a good character. Morpheus is playing it really well. Mega Man is not a mediocre character. He was pretty decent in Smash 4. In this game, he's even better. So
yeah, I don't think people don't consider him like a top tier like that. Maybe like at best a high tier at this point.
He's definitely one of those characters that if you don't know the matchup, and you're caught by one of the specialists in bracket, you're going to loser.
Oh yeah, just like H-Bot. To me, it's like Mega Man, Pac-Man, Palutena, those kind of characters. It's kind of just odd.
They are very odd. Not many people play them. I would say Palutena is more popular, but Mega Man definitely on the more hardcore side. Yeah,
I've seen Palutena like top 4 top 8s. Right now using Razor Shield again. So one thing I've seen Morpheus is really, really good at is actually keeping the lead by being so just lax right here in the stock situations. He knows that he has to be approached in order to beat the stock, and that's why he probably has, you know, R1 game 1. And Wolf, he has a blast projectile, but other than that, like, you gotta fight face to face.
I just think that the reason 8BitMan is struggling to land a kill right now is mainly because Morpheus is jumping above him, and
Right.
the way he's just spacing out is that 8BitMan is not covering landings. And I think that if he managed to catch more landings, he'll probably, it'll be a little easier to find a kill, all things considered.
Yeah.
Well, Morpheus is very good at just, I mean, he's at 165% here.
He's staying alive after all this time.
Alive. Yeah, exactly.
100% difference exactly right now, percent. Staying on the ledge. Maybe he's thinking it through. He's like, how do I get him to this guy?
It's actually a pretty good idea to just wait sometimes.
Yeah, you just want to get scooped up by any little move. Forward throw, not going to do it. Tried a 2-frame but missed it. Okay, up arrow, definitely.
Catches the landing. Mega Man's one of Mega Man's biggest weaknesses is the fact that he's not so good at landing.
It's also interesting to see too, like we saw there, you can air dodge and snap to the ledge. A lot of characters that have different like lengths of their air dodge in the go. So for some characters, like especially floaties, their air dodge is basically a third jump, and they can easily use maneuver themselves to aim the air dodge directions. And it's a really, really good option to snap to the ledge. But Wolf, you know, kind of whoa. I said it's kind of heavier, but he died from that up air.
I mean, that up air is actually deceptively strong, and Morpheus kind of caught him with like 3 of them, so.
So now he's still from behind though. So I think right now he's just testing Morpheus' patience. He wants to know, like, if I go above you, below you, beside you, will you be able to cover every one of my approaches? And the down smash almost killing. He's going deep.
He has to.
Okay. All right.
That was a really good play by 8BitMan. Crush
Yeah.
train there. Yeah.
Exactly what he needed. Okay, Trey was down B. That down smash so powerful. Oh! Back air once again.
Try to go for double backer to catch the jump, but 8BitMan DIing away and then jumping.
I sense a lot more aggression now from 8BitMan. He's going in, but every time he whiffs, he has to deal with about 20% of either razor leaf or a few pellet hits. Barely living at 127 from that up smash.
And Mega Man's pretty heavy, surprisingly. So.
Yeah. Well, he's made of metal. I think so. I assume that's the lore of his weight. Okay. 145 still. He's actually been surviving at such high percent this entire set.
Yeah, like, I feel like 8BitMan likely did more damage, actually, probably over time. But he just can't find kills.
Oh, he covered it. Wow, Morpheus with a very commanding 2-stock that game. He's 1 game away from entering Winners Finals.
I mean, just to give you an idea, right? 8BitMan did about 320 damage that match, but Morpheus was finding kills around 80 to 100%.
Right, way more efficient kills.
Yeah, so that actually matters more. I feel like 8BitMan was actually winning neutral a little bit more that game.
Yeah, I mean, as you would expect with Wolf, but with any good Mega Man player, it's the use of like how easily can I find you with these finishers. And Mega Man's main finishers are high percent to the back air, obviously the down air for the edge guard. In a lot of cases, if you can land that up tilt that Mega Man has, or the down smash.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the concept that sometimes when you play characters that don't really have reliable ways to kill, is that sometimes you can just not approach. You just don't force it.
Right.
You use your superior frame data to just eventually find an easy kill from regular setup from winning neutral. You don't necessarily have to find a kill sometimes.
But at that point, you know, it's just like if you aren't going to force the option, if you set the pace of the match, then they have to match your pace.
Yeah, that too.
And you're really like almost like putting them outside of their comfort zone and doing that. And now here is the pivotal moment in this winner semis match. Will Morpheus get the 3-0 or will 8BitMan run it all the way back with his tried and true main, the robot himself, ROB. Going to Yoshi's story, my favorite stage in this game. I always like it because it's close quarters. It's always very, very intense. And right now, off the bat, Morpheus getting almost an edge opportunity, 20% with the pellets.
That was actually all a combo. The laser did that, everything.
Yeah.
That was a true combo.
All connected.
Yeah, 8BitMan seemed very hesitant about going Rob. There has to be some history here between these two that we're not very aware of.
But you never know. Maybe it happens to do well here. Maybe he needs to start rethinking himself.
Right.
But one thing for sure, the Wolf wasn't working for him in that moment.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a lot of guts to go Wolf another time.
Gotta have guts.
Yeah.
All right, and actually, on this stage, both these characters are gonna kill early, including that back air. Character as heavy as Rob killing, was it 85?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Yoshi has a lower side ceiling, not ceiling, blast nose.
Yeah.
So you can actually kill with moves like back or forward earlier. So it actually makes edge guarding better.
Okay, bury him, up tilt, up air. Okay, not up air, but back air. Almost hit him, but I think Morpheus was kind of aware of that.
I think he wanted to cover the whole platform with back air. Just the way he spaced it, he wanted to cover more options.
Right. Okay, Gyro. Can he go for the spike? And he actually didn't go for the up B, rather just one of his jumps that he saved from the very bottom.
Very, very close.
Does Mega Man have a wall jump? Okay, he says I'll take it as yes. Okay.
I had to think about it.
8BitMan actually covering that roll, that down smash, barely not killing though. And maybe we're starting to see why a little bit now he was hesitant to go here. It's just that every time Rob, you know, he's got a lot of great projectile games, but his body, his hurt box is so big. He's such a clunky character.
Back throw.
Okay,
on the stage control right here.
Yeah, up air. Oh, I got scared for his life. Oh my! All right.
I love the way he positions down there. He'll force an opponent to waste their double jump.
Oh, sniped him!
Yep.
That was really, really good. And now 8BitMan, this is still doable. Down to full stock, but I've seen 8BitMan pull some really, really incredible combos with Rob. Just have to make sure to connect those projectiles. But right now, Morpheus is truly showing his expertise with Mega Man. He's playing as patient as needs to be. He knows he's one stock away from entering winners finals here at Overlords, and it might just take a few more conversions.
Morpheus is very experienced against Rob, I can tell, because as soon as he gets hit by neutral on his shield, he just rolls. He understands that it's a safe move of blocks, and then he just positions himself. You can tell when players have experience with a matchup when they know how to deal out of pressure and out of corner.
Right.
Morpheus really understands the matchup.
And you notice 8BitMan throwing, he's mixing up where he's putting the gyro, where he's putting his laser, where he's putting his forward air. But anytime he does, Morpheus is like, it's okay, I've seen this before. I know how to get around it. Yeah,
it actually seems that Mega Man does really well in this matchup. It's not very surprising why 8BitMan was experimenting with a counter pick at the beginning of the set. This matchup looks really, really difficult.
Even if
snipe up on projectiles. You actually seem to be getting out projectile by Mega Man at some points. You get edge guarded here. It seems really difficult actually, generally.
Even if I wasn't able to do it before, I think Morpheus is converting me. The Church of Mega Man.
I mean, Mega Man is good. I mean, I wanted to play Mega Man at some point.
Did you want to play Rob too at one point?
Me?
Yeah.
Not Rob, no. But Mega Man I was interested in.
Okay. And at this point, 8BitMan's going for very high octane plays, wants to get a big back here. He needs to get some kind of killer. Has to make something happen. Again, going for it. But Morpheus always seems one step ahead. Here's a good opportunity. Missing the up smash though.
That was some ridiculous mashing by Morpheus.
Is that going to be it?
That might kill, yep.
Oh,
that's it.
Goodness. And, I mean, that speaks for itself. Very impressive play from Morpheus. Very, very well-versed in that matchup, I would say. And Morpheus, our first contender now in winner's side of our winner's finals.
Yeah, he's in contention for top 3. Really well played by Morpheus.
And now we're going in to our next match of winner's finals. Before we do, I want to talk about that a little bit because, you know, clearly these two have played against each other, like you were saying. And to have a 3-0 this far in the bracket with a character like Mega Man, I think it does speak right now to the volatility that Smash Ultimate has. There are so many characters in this game that even when you feel you know a matchup, you haven't considered like the 10 different ways to play another character.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel when you truly know a matchup, it's like you can give anyone this control with this character and I'll beat you. But until then, do you really, truly have your grasp on a matchup? And it's like, there's that first consideration. The second being, is this player more skilled than me? But given the placings that 8BitMan has in Morpheus, I would say they're about the equal skill level. So I think right there, that truly was a matchup expertise situation.